Earth and civilization as we know it has come a long way in the past 200,000 years, and has experienced a multitude of changes in that time. The human species has only existed for a mere 0.0015% of the immense 13.7 billion year age of the universe. However, humanity has conquered some of the most daunting tasks in that time period. We have come from hunting and gathering in the fields of Africa to colonizing the entire planet in a time period that is relatively a blink of an eye on the cosmic level. Some of the greatest minds to ever exist have helped push modern civilization forward and achieve goals that were once thought to be impossible. In just the past 150 years, we have gone from being stuck to the Earth's soil to landing on our closest cosmic neighbor, the Moon. Humanity's success is nothing short of spectacular, but on the universal scale, we may be rather insignificant. What would happen if we met an advanced alien species with technology more advanced than we could ever imagine? In 1964, a Soviet astronomer by the name of Nikolai Kardashev introduced a hypothetical scale that could be used to measure a potential civilization's level of technological advancement based on the amount of energy this civilization can produce. It is known today as the Kardashev scale. The scale has three traditional types, but many extensions and modifications to the scale have been proposed since its creation. The scale is logarithmic, meaning, as we go on, the amounts of power the civilization has gets much more substantial. In 1964, Kardashev defined the three base levels of civilization based on the power available to them. Type 1, the smallest of the original types, is also called a planetary civilization. This is most similar to our good old friend, Earth. Type 1 civilizations are capable of storing and using all of the energy which reaches this planet from its host star, which, in our case, is the Sun. This amount of energy would amount to an enormous 7 times 10 to the 17 watts. Notice how I said most similar though, as our modern civilization here on Earth does not quite exactly fit into the Type 1 civilization category. Yes, I know, we pathetic humans can't even fit into the lowest level of the advanced civilizations. Rather than fitting into a Type 1 civilization, we humans lie in one of the extended types of civilizations, Type 0. You see, when this scale was proposed, famous astronomer and astrophysicist Carl Sagan produced a formula to define a certain hypothetical civilization's Kardashev rating. This is that formula, where K represents a hypothetical civilization's Kardashev rating, while P represents the amount of power the civilization uses in watts. A proposed Type 0 civilization will control approximately 1 megawatt, or 1 million watts of power, which is minuscule compared to the amount of power we use on a daily basis. In 2015 alone, the total world energy consumption was 17.35 terawatts, or this huge number. Plugging this number into P and cranking out the numbers, our Kardashev rating as a civilization would be approximately a Type 0.72. Even as a civilization with 7 billion humans on our planet, 12 of which adventured to the Moon, with spacecraft sent billions of miles into the abyss of interstellar space and plans to colonize Mars in the near future, we still only score a measly 0.72 on the Kardashev scale. According to Carl Sagan, humanity is going through a phase of technical adolescence, typical of a civilization about to integrate the Type 1 Kardashev scale. Michio Kaku, another brilliant theoretical physicist, suggests that humans may attain Type 1 status in the next 100 to 200 years, Type 2 status in perhaps the next few thousand years, and Type 3 status in 100,000 to 1 million years. This really goes to show the truly immense timescales it would take to advance to the next type of civilization. However, we are heading towards becoming a Type 1 civilization in the next couple hundred years or so, and this is a huge step for humanity. As a Type 1 civilization, we would have complete control over our own planet. Perhaps we could influence the weather, change the geological makeup of our own planet, and much more. However, even this amount of power is tiny compared to the next type of civilization, Type 2. A Type 2 civilization, also referred to as a stellar civilization, can control the total energy of its host star, and transfer the energy throughout the entire solar system. One popular hypothesized device used to harness the entire energy output of a Type 2 civilization's host star are called Dyson structures. You may have seen these before, as they are rather popular in science fiction. The name was coined by Freeman Dyson, and is essentially a system of orbiting solar power satellites. Basically, it's an insanely massive hollow sphere built around a civilization's host star to milk all of the energy from it. Zephyrus made a great video on this idea, and you should definitely check it out. I'll be sure to leave a link to it in the description. But back on topic. Another rather exotic idea to harness energy for a Type 2 civilization would be to feed a stellar mass, for example, a star, into a nearby black hole and collect the photons emitted by the accretion disk. Now, how a civilization could somehow deposit a star into a black hole is beyond me, but it is a means of energy nonetheless. A Type 2 civilization would not only build these supermassive structures, but would control and live within them. They would control every single planet in their solar system, mine all the asteroids at their leisure, and essentially do whatever they want inside the solar neighborhood. The amount of power the civilization would have is remarkable, but is nothing when compared to a Type 3 civilization. A Type 3 civilization, also referred to as a galactic civilization, can control the total energy of its entire host galaxy. The amount of power this civilization would have is truly frightening, and is sorta in the realm of science fiction, but I'll cover it anyway. You see, this civilization would function extremely similar to the way a Type 2 civilization would work. It would harness the power of stars, mine planets and asteroids, and so on, but not only for one star, but for billions of stars. A civilization such as this would use planets and solar systems like Legos, building and deconstructing planets to build up their empire elsewhere in the galaxy. The galaxy would seemingly become their playground, and everything they do and use is merely a toy. Harnessing the energy of quasars would be like hitting the lottery for them. The supermassive black hole at the center of their galaxy could be used as an energy source for a Type 3 civilization. Galactic real estate would become a reality, with planets, stars, or even complete solar systems being auctioned off by some supreme leader. Interestingly enough, this hypothetical galaxy may not even be noticeable. If such a civilization did exist, all of the energy from the stars would be held and used for whatever the civilization may need. This means all the starlight, gas, and elements in an entire galaxy would become like your kitchen pantry. If all of the matter in their entire galaxy was exploited for energy, an outside observer would view the galaxy to be completely invisible. It would appear as if there were a hole in the galaxy, or, if they have colonized the entire galaxy, perhaps nothing at all. There is a place in space known as the Great Void. At nearly 330 million light-years in diameter, the Great Void is one of the largest known voids in the entire universe, and is commonly referred to as a supervoid. This region of space is seemingly devoid of life and galaxies as we know it. A region of space with such a massive size as the Great Void contains, scientists estimate that there should be at least 2,000 galaxies in this area of space. But, to date, there have only been 60 galaxies that have been discovered in the Great Void. This is a mere 3% of the amount of galaxies that should occupy an area this large. So, where are they? Could it be Type 3 civilizations completely dominating an entire region of space, milking a 330 million light-year wide region for resources? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll be sure to respond to them as quickly as I can. Thanks for watching.